Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse. And today is just one of those days where nothing works. I was gonna do a video on the X3550 Model 4, which I have been installing Open Media Vault on, and yeah, I had installed it on this drive, which was a Samsung. It's a 1 terabyte Pro 860, and it's a little bit too good to have the operating system on. So I thought I would give it another try and see if I couldn't install it on this NVMe SSD flash thingy to put inside of the server. And someone had suggested that I should use this, even though this server is too old or IBM is not. Well, it's a weird one. IBM and Lenovo made this deal. Lenovo took over all the services of this server brand, and somewhere in the contract there was that IBM was not allowed to add new features, which includes not adding the feature that you can boot from an NVMe drive in the firmware. So yeah, so someone suggested that I should take a USB key and load a boot loader on it. I tried something called Clover, and that loads up and it sees the drive, and as soon as I try to load it, nothing happens. So that was kind of iffy. I just missed my opportunity here. I didn't. Cool. I'm gonna start it up by installing server 2019. We're gonna go back to that. But, yeah, I couldn't get that up and running, so I gave up on that. Then I have a Oracle F14 Flash PCI Express card. It's a card where there's 4 small SSDs on it, each 100 gigabytes. So I put that in and thought, well, these are kind of SAS drives, so I should be able to install on that, and well, it installed just fine. And then nothing. Oh, it actually did not install fine. There's another issue that you have to be sure to take care of. When you install Open Media Vault, it creates a tiny little boot drive, and then it creates a cache drive, and that cache drive is about the same size as your memory, which meant that last time I tried to install on an what is this, 16 gigabyte USB key, and it failed. There wasn't enough room on that, and I couldn't figure that out because it wasn't that big. But I had 128 gigabytes of memory in here, so even though I switched to a 32 gigabyte USB key, it wasn't enough. So today I was so sure that I told it to boot server 2019. Guess it doesn't matter really. So today I pulled out a bunch of RAM. So instead of 128 gigabytes of memory in there, there are now 32 gigabytes of memory in there. So now I could install on that Oracle F40 flash drive in there. It installed fine, but when it had to boot from it, nothing. So yeah, I've been scratching my head. Then I tried to go back to this thing, and that weren't really cooperating either. So right now I've come down to I better firmware upgrade this server. So I was sitting at my computer in the living room downloading new firmware for the server, and from the IMM, the management adapter in there, you can firmware upgrade the IMM and the UEFI firmware, kind of the main system. And I can see that I haven't done that since 2017, so there is new firmware available. But I ran into the issue that you can't update that firmware while it's in the BIOS. So I had to get out of the BIOS to be able to sit comfortably in my living room office chair and update the firmware, and that's why we needed to load something so that I can go back and firmware update something. Yeah, let's go see how that works. So here we are in the living room, so you're kind of seeing what I'm seeing here. here we have, I've been downloading the firmware for the IMM and other stuff for this server. It's the 7949, that's the internal number, and it's the Lenovo System X3550M4, but it has that number. So yeah, here we're downloading it. Over here I have the IMM open. Further this way, I'm monitoring my battery setup and my solar power. So right now we have 109.1 watts coming in. I think actually we have lost connection to it. Nope, we're good, just moved. So that is good, never mind. I have just uploaded the firmware for the IMM to it. So we can say next, and we can ask it to update the primary bank. We should be able to update the IMM without the operating system even feeling it. So this is the big file, it's about 70 megabytes. So yeah, progress bars. It's moving, finally. I was getting nervous because it was at 0% so long, but suddenly it decided that it was gonna move. So that's neat, thank you, awesome. It completed, and it did it with success. And here it tells me that I should reboot. I can reboot the OS, but it tells me here that I only need to do that if I have updated the UEFI firmware. Otherwise, it's enough to reboot the IMM, even though it's grayed out. So I don't really have that option. That's kind of weird. So finish. Okay, then it gives me the option of rebooting the IMM. We might do that. Now we can see the IMM that I updated is here. It hasn't registered that I have updated it yet, but you can see that it's from 2017. It's probably around the time where I went to Sweden and picked up this server from an awesome subscriber that wasn't working for them over there, and so I was given this server. I just needed to go pick it up, and I did a video. There's a video on my channel picking that server up. Yeah, 2017. So if we restart the IMM here, we should get, I think 2020 or 2021, I'm not sure. So let's reboot or restart the IMM. That means that you restart the management module in the server, which means, well, it's independent from the operating system and the real server, but it's the management system that is rebooting. And it tells us here that that could be a little bit. So we're gonna jump to when it's done. It has been a while. I think an F5 might be due. Oops, I forgot to record me looking in. Okay. Go gadget. I had a funny thing with this. I was messing around with this in the last video, and I put in that NVMe card in riser card number 1, and it did an error that it's in the video. The day after, IBM had actually sent me an email because that server was on call home. It had the call home feature, so when it was sick, it called home to IBM and told them that it was sick, and they came back to me and asked me what we should do with this server because it was way out of warranty. It was out of warranty since 2016, so that was very nice of them, and of course said that they should just forget about that. And I actually have to see if I can figure out how to make it not call home. What is it doing right now? This looks weird. We got in, so let's check out server manager and server firmware at the very top here. And what do we have? What is that? It looks like firmware is now back from 2014. Did we just lose 3 years here? Oh dear, it seems like I have installed some old stuff on there. I had installed this one. I had downloaded it for being the latest and the greatest. Now I figured out that, well, there's another one here that is way newer. So that's the one we want. So I downgraded by 3 years. That was stupid. So now we're gonna firmware upgrade it again. Hopefully to the other side. And pick that one and open and next. then you get to see it again. And it uploads the file to the system and it checks it out, and yeah, then we put it on there. Wonderful, it has successfully uploaded that, so that is cool. And it's the right version, I guess. So let's do the next thing. We're gonna upload the primary bank. There is two banks. There is the primary and there is the secondary. So the primary is for what it normally uses, and then the secondary is the backup. And the primary is active and the backup is inactive. And you can go and use the inactive one if you screw anything up too bad. I didn't screw anything up too bad in this instance, but I could have messed this up and done something really stupid. So you can see it takes a while for it to even do anything. So there's enough time to get nervous here. I think it has screwed up everything. So there it goes. That's nice of it. There we are, it has successfully updated the IMM, and well, this time it actually asked me to restart the IMM, so we're gonna do that and we'll be back when it has loaded, and hopefully this time we haven't screwed up. Are you sure you want? Yeah. Okay, let's see where our lock is at this time. Locking in. There, it's loaded. Server firmware. Come on. Yeah, we have a 2020 primary firmware version 8 of some sort. So that is awesome. So we could probably try the UEFI now and see if we can update that. I'm just gonna check that it's actually the newest version that I have downloaded. I don't want to make that mistake again. I just checked, oh, it's the file beneath it, that one, and it should be, according to IBM's homepage, it should be from October 2020. So we're gonna try and put that on. So we're gonna put that on, select file, and that UEFI file there, and open, and next. And it's gonna upload that file, and it's gonna tell us if it's possible to put that on now, or if I have to do something else with the server. Yeah, it's a small file, so it uploads quickly. It's the next part here that takes the primary bank. Yes. Oh, it's actually updating. Okay, so no more trouble. Of course, except it's just about 99% when the power goes out. For no reason whatsoever. Well, it doesn't happen very often here. I've only had an opportunity to test my UPS once, and I think it's 3 years since I got new batteries in it, and only once have it been on. Woohoo! New firmware. Okay, cool. So now we have to restart the OS. Okie dokie. So now we have updated the primary IMM2 here. That's 2020. That's close. That's the newest thing that is available. We have our primary UEFI BIOS, which is it's not October, it's June. Weird. But that's the newest one available at IBM's page. And I also went ahead and I firmware updated the backup IMM to the version that I put on there by mistake. So that's 2 years newer than the one that was on there, because that was a 2012. Just like this down here is a 2012, but we're not gonna mess with that. It's absolutely one of those days where nothing works. So firmware updated it, tried to boot from the Oracle F40 Flash Accelerator card, and it's not having it. Nah, not gonna do it. Well, this is just absolutely making a fool of me today. I was trying to put in server 2019. That didn't happen. So I think we need to remove some of the stuff that I put in. See see if we can manage. You could probably see that I had all the hard drives turned on beneath it. That was because I popped in a HBA card right here. I'll try and take that out again, see if that is messing with us. It could be. And over here we have that flash card, the Oracle F40 Flash Accelerator card, and it kind of has 4 SSDs on it, and I was trying to use this installed on the first one. I got this from Bargain Hardware I think a year back, and we haven't used it for too much, but yeah, I'm affiliated with Bargain Hardware, so yeah, if you check it out, go over at Bargain Hardware and buy anything, you get 5% off if you use the checkout code MyPlayHouse, small letters. But right now I don't know what is messing with me, so I'm gonna take that out. And with those 2 things out, I think we'll try again. Okay, this is better than before. Before it just died and didn't want to install. Now it's actually wanting to install, so we're gonna do that. Okay, I managed to get Windows or Server 2019 installed on here. Just gonna make sure that it opens. And then we're gonna turn it off, and we're gonna try and put this card back in. This is HBA and with external ports, and it should make us able to see all of these drives that I have down here, but it needs to work first. There is our Windows. 180 days left on our trial. Good. Just gonna let it finish starting up, and I'm gonna shut it down again, and we're gonna go in and put that card in. Server has been in and out of the rack so many times today, and we are now putting in the HBA, and this is the SAS 9200-8E, and yeah, external ports. So I'm gonna pop that in this slot. And see if we can put that in there. Okay, server is connected again, so let's see if it will boot with that card in there. I have a suspicion that that card might not be okay. Well, there is something on the screen, so maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong actually, because it would be nice if that card would just work, but let's see. So this took very long. It has that splash screen on there forever and ever. I was just about to do the outro of the video and just telling you about that this wasn't working at all. I connected all these drives down there as well, so it could be that that card is actually seeing all those drives and, well, thinking about it. But yeah, let's see if it boots Windows here and are up to no good. So we have the normal RAID controller here, and that has one virtual drive. That is where Server 2019 is located. It's not normal for the HBA to pop up as such, so we're probably not going to see that. I think I found my error of the day. This has been running for half an hour, doing nothing else than this. So as soon as I connect all of those drives down there, well, it doesn't work very well. So I'm gonna try one last thing and just pull the cables out of it, see if that helps. Let's do that. Flashlight. Going in! Disconnected. So now it's only the controller it has to figure out, but well, it doesn't look good. So maybe we should reboot it. Okay, this is interesting. We can see the MegaRAID SAS controller, which is the one that controls the front drive. Then there's the LSI adapter that goes out the back. But it actually boots Windows when the drives are not not attached. So I'm gonna try one last thing, and that is popping in the cables. So going behind. So I popped in the cables. Oh, something happened. There is a lot of drives down here now. So yeah, there they are. A lot of 600 gigabyte drives. There should also be some 1 terabyte drives. They're not there. But okay, that is what's messing with me. So I've been messing with this video since 9 o'clock this morning, and it's about 7 o'clock in the evening now. So I'm gonna cut it now. But we didn't get much done. I got it firmware updated and figured out that the disks should not be connected while I booted. And yeah, guess I found something out, but well, I didn't get nearly as far as I was hoping for. We'll get further next time. I just reached 200 patrons, so I would like this special opportunity to thank all my patrons and encourage you to go and check me out over at Patreon, where you get an extra weekly video. Other than that, I'll just remind you to give this video a like, even if I didn't get that far, please. And otherwise, thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.